just hear Vinny talking?
No, like Vinny declined the session.
Well, you see, I'm insane and thought I just heard him talking a minute ago, so I might need to get checked out.
Yeah, you do that. But hi Vinny.
You're not insane. There's noises that happen that none of us can hear, but that's fine.
Brian, I'm going to delete Tavro.
But only Lizzie could hear that. She's insane.
Could hear what?
Exactly.
Hi, Justin.
Hi, Vinny.
Hey, Vinny.
Patrick.
Hey, Pat.
Okay.
Bulbous Sponja.
Oh God, not
Don't you start.
Anyone who says Bulba Sponja, the next attack against them is an immediate crit. All right.
Am I allowed to say Bombo Sponjo?
You're getting crit.
No, no.
So who would like to give a quick recap of last session?
I haven't done that in a while.
We did. So we decided to, or Ogier decided he was gonna cannonball in the soup, and then he was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm fine." And then we walked through the soup a little bit, into this little room that had Orzovian statues, and Fox made a bunch of offerings to it, and Ogier was like, "I will also make an offering to it." And then he was like, "Wow, I'm really skilled at things." And Fox got stuff too that I don't remember. And then we progressed into the room we're in right now, and a sand guy said, "Hey friends, how do you do? Where are you going?" And Fox said, "Bet," and we all hit him.
Mm-hmm. No.
Awesome.
You and Fox hit him. No one else did anything.
Bet.
I'm not allowed to take opportunity attacks. My character's an idiot.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, no, I think that's a pretty decent recap.
Hold on. Honey, it's not that we don't know how to take opportunity attacks, but for once, we're trying maybe we talk to them first option.
We've done that like 3 times this very dungeon.
And it's gone great.
Anyway, we have 6 more locks to find. Let's go.
Let's roll.
Yeah, so you all we had that begin, and now as we're gonna start the combat because we had our surprise round, and Escher, who's the first to react, goes and then turns into a swarm of bacteria and disappears.
Oh God.
I hate when that happens.
That Phyresis has him.
Tavro,
Ready to burn him.
what would you like to do?
I go first.
Well, Escher went first, but someone decided to not show up today.
What a schmuck.
I wasn't really prepared for this. You know what? Fuck it. That guy. Actually, what do we think? Firebolt. Fuck that guy. Yeah, I'm a caster. How'd
A
you
17 will hit.
Wow, you really artfully went through the 4 of us.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I feel like that one should be with disadvantage, but I didn't catch it to see where you were on the map when you said it.
It's fine.
Hey, it's probably the one time I'm gonna cast a cantrip in like every 20 sessions, so just let me have it.
Fair enough.
And then I'll move heat. Oh, I can't. Well, then I'll stay there. That's it.
All right. Now that everything has reacted before this guy realized, oh my god, you guys are doing a violence towards me. Who could have
We're going back to this is an evil campaign.
who could
We're
have
killing people, dude.
who could have predicted there would be a violence in the violence game?
What?
Someone say violence fight?
The 14th greatest video game ever made for that specific arcade console in the month that it came out.
I like how that number changes every time.
Okay.
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 Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yo.
All right, that's enough of that.
Yo. Yo.
All right, so we're gonna start.
Yes, show us your area line attack.
Actually,
Haunted a boob.
you see as the like sand creature begins to expand outwards quickly and surrounds the area in like basically a swirling sandstorm.
That's big.
My brother in Christ, that's a 90-foot circle.
Haunted haboob.
The haunted haboob has a 60-foot radius. Sorry, you don't need to make the wisdom save yet. That will be at the start of your turn if you are in the Mashinga.
Fair enough. Oh boy, I wonder if I'll be in it at the start of my turn.
It is then, because it is next to Fox, it's going to start trying to punch Fox.
Punch.
And you see as a swarm of the sand kind of solidifies into a fist and strikes at Fox.
Ha.
Missing. It will try uno more times.
Come on, slam.
Nope.
The 17 will also not hit. And you see as it kind of dissipates back, and the sand form is still in front of Fox, with the roiling of everything around it. Aldrich, I need a wisdom save at the start of your turn.
Okay.
Sorry, you do get a choice. You can close your eyes and make yourself blinded, and you do not have to make the save.
Huh. Let me just read this real quick. You know what? Yeah, I'll make the save.
All right.
Better.
You feel as the sand like begins to make a mirage around you, conjuring like horrific images and kind of like building off of your fears. You start to hallucinate like being back in the sewers below Ravnica, the persecution you had from being guildless and the struggles you had from that. But you are able to kind of hold onto your mind and are currently unaffected by those visions.
Cool.
So you are currently unaffected. What would you like to do for your turn?
It's not like a
I'll
few
clap.
past ones and you're good.
Let me double check. It does not have an immunity clause. It is
Okay.
at the start of your turn, every turn.
Cool. I'm restarting my Foundry page. Can you just cast Mind Sliver on it for me?
I can.
Thanks. And then that'll be my turn.
I cannot cast Mind Sliver. You are at full hunger.
Oh,
Did we?
no, full hunger means that I take a penalty for my spell attack and spell DC. You have disadvantage on mental saving throws.
Penalty. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And it has to do a save. So my save is -2, whatever it is right now. So it has a lower
So it has basically
ceiling.
it has a +2 bonus to the save.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Doesn't help when it rolls a nat 4.
He did it.
Cool. And it subtracts 1d4 from its next saving throw it has now, as well as taking this damage.
It does take the 3 psychic damage, and then it has the -1d4 on its. You said it's just next roll, or is it specific?
No, next saving throw it makes before the end of my next turn.
Okay. Sounds good. Anything else you'd like to do?
That is all.
That will bring us to Ogier. You are already plagued with voices and visions. Would you like to close your eyes to shut out a new stream of them, or see if you can resist?
I will close my eyes.
You are under the effect of the blinded condition until your next turn. But
Okay.
you are not affected by the visions swirling in the sand.
Luckily, I'm in a hallway, and I know it is at the end of that hallway, so I don't really need to see where I'm going. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, like I feel for the corner and pop out around it because I know it's right there.
All right.
And then I am aware that this is going to be at disadvantage. I will reach out and just try to shock where I think it is.
Okay.
I know it's too late to ask this. Am I right to assume that this is an effect for being feared and not charmed?
If you were to let the visions go?
Like, you know what? I'm just gonna... It doesn't even affect what I'm doing. It doesn't matter. A 2 and a 15. So that's a 10 to hit.
The 10 is not going to hit as you reach out and you're crackling with electricity, but you're just not able to find any of the areas that it has solidified further into a body.
Okay. And then what I will do is, as a bonus action, I can do this. So I'm going to activate my shielding aura, so you can see I kind of like, my eyes like, well, actually my eyes are closed, you can't see, so I won't even describe that part, but like I kind of like just with my hands like kind of make this like force field around myself. So for the next turn, I'm a little more protect.
Wow.
Sounds good. Yeah, you are able to kind of shut your eyes to avoid the visions that are beginning to form. You aren't able to connect with the electricity, but you are able to pull that defensive magic around you. That will bring us to Clara. What would you like to do?
Okay, Clara's gonna get on her hands and knees and crawl under Fox, and then crawl to the side out over here. Oh, now I'm under Fox. Damn it. Hold on. I got this. Aha! And I step out here, and then I see what looks like stand over here, and that's scary. So we're gonna go over here. To kind of flank this man. And then she's
So,
gonna
wait.
look at him and go,
You are closing your eyes?
oh no, sorry, I have to make the check.
Then yeah, give me a wisdom save first.
Come on and slam. Welcome to the jam. Where is that button? Button. Uh-oh.
As you fail the wisdom save, you like the kind of vague visions begin to solidify and you start to hallucinate in the sandstorm visions of your adoptive parents being tortured, torn apart in front of you, sand coming out of their eyes. It's awful. You are currently frightened of this thing.
Oh boy.
So you cannot move closer to it.
That is what I was afraid of, which is why yeah.
Okay, so instead of crawling under Fox, she's gonna still drop to her hands and knees because she's scared and a little baby. And pull out her wrench. I can still attack, right?
You can attack with disadvantage against that target.
Well, that's pretty funny because
Saving throw. Yeah.
Yep, that is still just as effective.
Does it take half damage or no? No. It says or. So it has to roll a dex saving throw.
Yeah, big one purple.
Yeah, cantrips never do half damage on the
That's what I
save.
figured.
Minus 1d4.
Minus 1d4, this might matter.
Come on.
-1. Hey.
That puts it down to a 14 and it fails. Give me that damage
Okay.
roll.
So 2d8 plus an extra d8 because of my wrench.
Connor, you didn't even see my song.
What did the wrench do?
My wrench is magic. That's a piss roll.
Hey, you did some damage. You are able to like create this roaring bonfire underneath it, and before it's able to dissipate into the sand, you do see as a chunk of it kind of like does ignite and begins to smoke.
But yeah, she's basically then gonna just like curl up in the fetal position and be like, no.
Clara, do you finally see them too?
No.
Anything else?
She doesn't see them.
Anything else as the visions, the fearful visions of your parents are now
guess
engulfed in flames as
the-
well?
The attempt I'm kind of trying to make subconsciously is that she's like cowering next to the wall so that it would be easier for her friends to pass by.
That's not how the rules work.
Yeah, sorry.
Come on, you're the DM. You can do whatever you want.
Okay, except you're frightened and don't realize how much space you're taking up, and
You're-
occasionally just start kicking in front of you.
Think about it this way. Yeah, think about it this way. If you are in a hallway with someone and you get on your hands and knees and start wailing, that person still needs to like work harder to step over you.
But I'm so small.
You are the size of a child. That
So small.
if a child curled up on the ground in front of you, you would still have to take a few extra seconds to
Whatever.
not kick them. I mean, if you want to do it, there is another hallway back here. You can move away from the thing.
No.
Okay. Gideon, what would you like to do? And
Okay,
that starts with, would you like to shut your eyes from the vision?
Well, I actually have a question before I do that.
Yeah.
So I'm wearing night vision goggles. Do they protect the sand from getting in my eyes? That way I don't have to do this.
Ooh, good question.
So it is not that the sand is getting into your eyes. It is that it is creating like, you know how like you can hallucinate mirages in a desert? It is basically doing that, but with torturous visions. It's not that the sand is in your eyes. It's making a landscape of fearful illusions.
I don't know. I think the goggles might protect against that.
Sure. That's what I was hoping for.
I would say
I'll
like
post-
if someone tried to pocket sand you, it would probably help.
Fuck thing.
Okay, so I can't see. Right.
Okay, you are choosing to shut your eyes then?
Yes. So I am blinded. So I'm gonna go. It's double movement because I know Lizzie's like in the space or two in
Yeah,
front.
but it's still double, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's.
I don't think you'll be able to get around us unless you dash.
I mean, I can do that. So that's 10, 20. This is my 30. Yeah, I'll use my bonus action to dash to go 10, 20. And then with my eyes closed. Oh, wrong. I don't think I can attack it if I have the blinded feature up.
You can attack it, it's just with disadvantage. So you'd roll twice and take the lower.
Yeah. But I have to.
Because you're kind of like, you think you know the general direction, so you just stab out.
And then you stab
No, I
Doji.
can't even use like the target thing. Like I
Oh,
have
you
to-
gave yourself the okay.
Yeah, I gave myself the blindness to be, more in character, I guess. And then Gideon's gonna do what Gideon does best.
But what is that? Please elaborate.
Take 5 steps back and use your short bow.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see it.
Ooh, shiny dice.
Unfortunately, the 14 will not hit.
We thought
It
it
took-
it obscures everybody else.
No, but still.
That doesn't help us in most situations.
Actually, it might right now.
I was at disadvantage. Right?
How would that help us right now?
Because then nobody else could see the hallucinations. Because they would already be. Well, actually, I don't know how that works. Never mind.
If
Ignore
you
me.
were to use the fog to obscure, instead of everybody having to make the decision, it basically resets everyone to normal because it would not be able to see any of you, just as you would not be able to see it. You would all have disadvantage on each other. You can all safely close your eyes to guarantee no fear effect and roll normally. If you would like to do that.
That is as clear of a DM saying, "Hey, you should maybe do that," as I
Hey,
can get.
You were saying, how would this work? I'm telling you explicitly how it would work.
There you go.
How long is this?
10-minute duration.
Once per day. That's what I was looking for. All right, fuck it, we ball.
Fucking
Let's
we ball!
Let's get some mist in here. Yeah.
Don't put out my
All right,
fire.
it is a 30-foot radius centered on you. So let me add that. I'm going to make this one black to show that. Oh, actually, I can probably.
We don't have the colorblind person. We're fine.
There you go.
Ah!
No, that's obscured.
Go back.
Now we can't see anything.
Exactly. Wait, let me make it transparent.
There we go.
There you go.
Aha.
So the fog is obscuring everything. Anything else you'd like to do, Gideon?
No, that's movement action, bonus action.
All right. Fox, what would you like to do?
I would like to item interaction to pat Clara on the head and say, there, it's okay.
You, Mr. Fox. Also because you missed it and you can't take it back now. Oh, get it? Missed. Ha ha ha. She had to use an action to do that, even though she already stabbed. But you know what? Whatever.
It was supposed. It's supposed to be where that it's either as an action, but you can do it as part of your attack action. That was always intended. I might have missed putting that on there.
Mr. Fox is gonna save the day.
I'm the best.
I assume you are closing your eyes to the visions.
Hi, Mr. Jerry.
Isn't it obscured?
We don't know that.
So the area is obscured. This, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, it is blocking out the visions. You don't have to close your eyes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Gideon.
Oh.
The
Didn't do
13,
anything.
unfortunately, will not hit.
That's my turn.
That brings us back to Big Cow.
It's me, the big cow.
Because Tavro is starting outside of the radius of the fog, I will still need a either closed eyes or wisdom save from Tavro.
I'll close my eyes.
Okay.
Here, give me a moment. I have to move my monitor. Okay. So, what I'm going to do... since I'm in the muck, is that still difficult terrain?
Yes. All of the oil is
Okay.
difficult terrain.
10, 20, 30. I will smacky. This is made normally, right?
This would be made normally because you have yeah. It is like the disadvantages cancel out because it can't
Yeah,
see you,
yeah,
you
yeah.
can't see it.
Yes.
That will
11
hit.
magical slashing. The same the same attack roll. 9 magical slashing. And then I'll move here.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do?
No.
All right. This thing is going to go. It's not a huge fan of this fog. So it is going to turn to you, Gideon, and try and deal with the source of that fog.
Based.
But how does it know what the source of the fog is?
It saw your sword erupt into a fog cloud.
But
Sounds
how could
pretty
it see
sus.
me in the sand?
The sand that it
sand.
is made of.
Yeah.
And once again, the sand did not obscure anything. It was just creating visions. This thing is immune to the visions it itself is creating for all of you.
This is high quality.
Did you guys say you played Sections? You played today's?
It's terrible.
Hold on.
Made me want to die.
A 21 will hit.
Hold on. I gotta do this.
I had to use that hint.
There's hints?
If you Google connections, hint.
Oh.
That will be 11 damage as the massive sand fist slams into you. And I'm going to need... Sorry. That is just the first attack. And then the second attack... will be a crit.
A
who?
Ouchie.
On who?
on Gideon.
Hmm.
Don't like that.
Okay, not too bad. Only 33 damage.
Ow.
Because it was able to hit you with both fists, you are now grappled by it.
Did you apply that also, or?
I just applied the 33, yes.
Oh, okay, so did I.
What were you at the start of this combat?
I think I was at 55.
Okay. You have taken 44 damage, so you are at 11 hit points.
Okay, I'll put that on there.
Don't apply damage to yourself unless I tell you to, please.
Gotcha.
You are now grappled by this thing as the two sand fists are like completely wrapped around you.
Ouch.
And it is then going to engulf you.
Don't like that.
So it's very difficult to see, but obscured by the fog, the sand kind of shifts over until it is surrounding Gideon. Gideon, you are no longer grappled, but restrained.
Oh.
And that is going to be all for this thing's turn. Aldrich, what would you like to do?
Because it ended its turn within 10 feet of me, it automatically takes 6 damage.
Oh, wait, was it supposed to take damage for being in the fire?
That's if it ends its turn there, I believe, because it deals damage when it happens, and then if it ends its turn on the same thing.
Okay.
I don't actually see a restrained symbol, so I'm just going to keep it as grappled, but you are restrained. And you said that is 6 radiant?
Yes.
Is there a save, or does that just happen?
It just happens. Until the end of your turn, if a hostile creature ends its turn within 10 feet of you, it takes radiant damage equal to your level plus your charisma modifier.
Fair enough. Okay. Aldrich, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna start stepping up since everyone's up here right now. There's a thing right there.
Did you get any of them?
Because it's like kind of to the left, does that mean like I have like what's it called? Does it have cover from me right now? Because I could see a sliver of it, but not.
It currently
full
has
turn.
partial cover from you.
Okay. I'll step here. Oh, that's not even what I thought it was. That's a Gideon. I have no idea where this thing is. I'm assuming this is it then.
No, it is currently swarming, or it has engulfed Gideon. If you
Oh,
would
it
like
has
to attack
engulfed-
this thing, you have to attack Gideon now.
Ooh. Mind sliver. Actually,
Is Mind Sliver a creature you can see? Because you are currently
yeah,
in a
probably
heavily
is.
obscured area.
Yeah. You know what? Never mind. What I'm going to do is something dumb where I'm gonna move through these people. And I'm gonna like a swarm of my insects gonna come around me.
Wait,
and,
where
like,
were you starting?
flap the wings? Sorry. I was starting from right here, by the door, in front of Escher.
Here?
No, like right in front of Escher. So
Yeah,
I'm
so
going right here.
every space you went through is difficult terrain.
Oh,
The oil is
sorry.
difficult terrain, and moving through an ally is also difficult terrain.
How much is that again? From
Just
the oil.
doubled. So
Okay.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50 feet of movement to get to Tavro's space.
To get to Tavo space. Okay. Screw it, wall ride. Well, that's if I were to crawl on the wall right here to get to where Clara is and then walk the rest, how would you rule that?
Then the oil part is not difficult terrain in that case.
Okay.
An ally is still going to be difficult terrain.
Yeah. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 40, 45, 50. That's all my movement. Okay. And then from there, I'm gonna cast a gust and try to blow this thing off of Gideon.
Okay. So
It still has a +2 because of my hunger. It has a +2 against my save because my hunger means I have a -2. Sorry.
I hate to do this. It does say a point you can see within range.
Oh, it does. Oh, crikes. Never mind.
I didn't get that one from it actually. I was looking at my keyboard.
If I were to can you describe the way it's swarming Gideon?
So
Like it's just like engulfing Gideon completely.
yeah, it is engulfing Gideon. It is. Think of it as like a JoJo's stand surrounding one of their characters.
Gotcha.
But because Aldrich is so in tune with the swarms, he knows exactly how to pick apart what's Gideon and what's the sand.
If they were a part of his swarm, I would agree.
No, he just knows swarms so well.
And these are not a swarm.
But it's the same mechanic.
But it's not, though.
So can I ask a question? Is there like a buffer between Gideon and it, like is it like over top Gideon? So if let's say I weren't to stab it, if I were to punch it.
Gideon
Would that
is
still-
wearing the creature-like clothes. If
Okay.
you were to punch someone's shirt, you are also punching them.
Well, sorry, Gideon.
It's okay. I appreciate it.
Nothing I could do about that. Can I defer my turn?
You can
No, I
push your
started
turn.
moving.
You can no longer push your turn back
Yeah.
because you've moved. You can ready an action, or you can put yourself back where you came from and move yourself down in the initiative order.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll wait till after what's his name, Fox.
Ogier, what would you like to do?
All right. I would like to. I'm going to reach out and touch Gideon. Assuming I can reach through the sand and into Gideon, yes?
You can grab Gideon, yes.
Okay. I do not have to see to do this. So, Gideon, you are now protected from good and evil. So you are now protected against certain kinds of creatures, one of which might be elemental. It has disadvantage against you, and you cannot be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them.
Nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
That is a leveled spell.
It is a leveled spell. it also is one of my warlock spells, so I didn't know if how you wanted to rule that.
Let me read the the words quick.
Only because the way that I kind of like flavored my character was that basically I am tapping into my patron's power, and I have been flavoring the meta magic as or the magic surge as resisting tapping into that power. But if it's just tapping into power in general, that's fine too.
Also, Pat,
It does
recently cast as
specifically
a-
say casting a sorcerer spell of first level or higher, so this would not trigger a search.
There you go.
Pat, just to say, you don't have to use a warlock spell slot for that if they're like higher than level 1. You'd use a sorcerer one.
Yeah, but I also flavored the specific spells that I took based on what source I was pulling from.
That's fair.
But if he's using a sorcerer spell slot, it triggers the surge. If he's not using a sorcerer spell slot, it doesn't trigger the surge.
I am using my past magic for this.
Yeah.
My patron has completely taken over, and it is using all of my magic.
Okay. Sounds good.
And I am going to just blindly walk over this way a little bit and get away from that thing and from the bonfire next to me.
Fair.
But I am still within the fog, so...
You are still within the fog. This is accurate. And you are moving outside of its attack range.
But it can't see me, if that matters.
It does, but you also can't see it, so it goes back to normal.
Okay. It's okay, everyone. I'm burning its reaction.
You did burn
Yay!
its reaction as it misses you with
I
the
still
sandy
haven't
fist.
finished this character yet. Well, yeah, this character is a little bitch and just stands in the back and fires spells.
All right, Clara, what would you like to do?
Well, am I still frightened, first of all?
As this becomes obscured, you are no longer frightened. Give me a second. I will be right back.
He's dead.
Have you played the diss track for the rest of them?
No.
The diss track.
Play the Clara one.
Hey, we're playing game.
What?
If we're playing it, he's gonna be back and I'll be interrupting just a second.
Do the Clara one.
There he is. That's my boy.
What was the phrase again?
Clara got some screws loose.
Clara's got some screws loose. Clara's got some screws loose. Clara's got some screws loose. It just said that over and over and over.
Do you have some screws loose?
He got some screws loose.
You know who doesn't got some screws loose?
Who?
He's so magnificent. He's so lovely. Yeah, buddy? Speak for me. Speak for me.
Are you listening to rap?
Okay, what?
We're listening to.
So, Clara, you are no longer frightened as the fog interrupts the
Noise.
frightening vision.
Noise. Okay, so I'm no longer frightened. I'm gonna drop concentration on the crate bonfire because he's not there anymore, so there's not really a use for that. Okay. So she's actually gonna crawl up now. So 5, 10, 15, 20. And does the I guess the skin thing that it's doing to Gideon look like a magical effect or a ability of some sort?
Doesn't look like anything. It looks like it's heavily obscured by fog.
Okay. Clara would like to attempt to grab Gideon and pull them out of the sand.
So
Do you know that they're grappled?
I said what I
Uh,
said. I said what I said.
Like, I don't think the rest of us even know that.
Okay, wait. So I can't see her because of the fog?
Yeah, it's heavily obscured. Heavily obscured means you can't see anything.
yeah, you are blinded. It's just also blinded against you.
Yeah.
So you're able
No
to
one
feel
can-
your way forward, but like if you reach out and grab Gideon, you just reach out and grab Gideon.
Okay. Well, fuck. Can I would assume Clara could put 2 and 2 together. Actually, she's never seen Gideon use this ability before.
Yeah, he's only had access
Right?
to
Like
it since like the third session.
Okay, this is what's gonna happen. Clara's gonna crawl up on all fours, and then like run into Gideon because she's crawling forward, and then be like, "Oh, sorry there. Who is this?" And just like touch the leg of whoever it is.
The pizza man.
How often are you feeling up Gideon's legs?
Yeah, Gideon, do you feel me touching your leg?
Yeah.
With a gentle caress.
Mr. Gideon, I can't see you. Um,
I'm
where,
trying to reach you, but your card's
where did the guy go?
Face.
And then
oh,
she's
thank God, I need an extended war.
Clara is going to ready a firebolt for when she can see the thing again, the sandy dude again. So basically, she crawls up, she finds Mr. Gideon, and then goes, "Okay, I'm in the spot I need to be," and then readies in attack till she can see.
Okay, you are readying your firebolt for if you can see the creature again.
Yes.
Sounds good. Gideon, what would you like to do?
Can I attempt to become unrestrained?
You can attempt to become unrestrained with a yeah. So sorry. If it is an athletics check action to try and break free.
Oof, -2. Look.
That
Okay.
has a decent chance. Let's find out.
Oh my God.
Ties or fail, right?
This is you are the one taking an action. You are setting the DC for it to hold you. It hits that DC. I think you are still restrained.
Well, worth a
Does it
shot, I
matter
guess.
if she has protection? Does that? I don't, because it's not trying to attack her, but
It's
you know,
just disadvantage on attacks, right?
yeah.
I would say that the protection doesn't really change the fact that she's being restrained by it. It is already something that it is creatures of disadvantage on attack rolls.
Yeah, he didn't have an attack roll.
Doesn't
Just a check.
my cousin look like the apparently killed?
Yeah, it's not attacking her, and its strength is not decreased.
And apparently.
So I think you are still restrained, unfortunately.
Okay. There's nothing else I can do then, right?
Actually, I'm sorry. I just checked. The DC is the person grappling. The person breaking free has to hit the DC of the athletics check set by the grappler. You do break free on a tie.
Let's
Aha.
go.
Hell yeah.
So
So it is your action to do that, but you do break free.
that's okay. I will use my bonus action to get the heck away from this thing. Because the mist blade allows me to teleport within the mist.
Yes, it does.
So
Because you are no longer restrained, you can teleport within the
I'm gonna
mist.
go all the way over here.
Mr. Gideon, where'd you go?
Okay, I won't go that far. I'll go here.
Yeah, you are gently caressing Gideon's sandy leg when suddenly Gideon disappears into a burst of fog, and you are now just caressing sand.
Mm.
Feels so good in between your fingers.
Oh, yes. Where'd you go?
All right. Anything else, Gideon?
I think that's it.
That will bring us to Fox. What would you like to do?
Whack.
All right. Give me that whack.
Is that disadvantage, isn't it?
No.
Unfortunately, the 14 will not hit. Aldrich, you have deferred your turn until after Fox. What would you like to do?
He's dead.
Justin, you there?
Sorry. Yeah, I'm here. I would like to. I still haven't figured out a strategy of something to do.
She wants to get in the bed.
You know what? This is all. Okay, so I'm gonna start moving up. Wall ride. Wah, bah, 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 bah. I'm so cool.
Okay.
Move to Tavro. I'm going to use my sorcery points to make a new spell slot for myself
Excuse me?
of first level.
Excuse me?
So I was using 2 of them. Yes, I'm a sorcerer.
When did you become a sorcerer?
Since
Been a
the
sorcerer
first
for a
session he
while.
joined, he has always been multi-class.
Huh. The more you know.
No, that's false, Zach. I multi-class a couple levels ago, but not
Really?
from the beginning. Yeah.
I forgot.
But yeah, I'm gonna make a spell slot, and I'm just thinking to myself, would my character be able to do this because he's blinded right now? Because I was gonna cast Fairy Fire, but I don't. I wouldn't know where to cast it, would I?
I mean, it is an area.
It is an area, and
Well, it's not. It's not going to
foundry
grant any
is clunking
benefit
on me.
though.
I'm sorry.
It's not going to grant any benefit. We'd still be blinded.
Chompy, chompy,
Oh,
chompy.
You're so right. In my head, I was like, "Oh, you'll be able to see it because it's shining through the fog." Blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
blah.
No,
the
I don't think it will,
multiple
unfortunately.
like advantage and disadvantage stacking thing makes everything just go neutral. So
Cool. Okay. I'll just try to blow. You know what? I'm here. I'm trying to blow away fog from my people. Not fog. The sand away from my people. I still can't cast it because I can't cast
you
gust.
cannot
Never mind.
cast gust
That's my turn.
at
That's
a
my
point
turn.
you cannot
My-
see. I apologize.
Yeah. No, you're fine. You're fine.
That's all?
That's yeah. That's all.
Tavro, what would you like to do?
Did I make like a perception check to see if I've heard where the fuck it is?
Give me a perception check, sure.
22.
Yeah, I'd say you kind of heard Gideon get silenced by the thing. So
Gotcha.
you know it's in like the general vicinity of where Gideon was.
Yeah, then I'm gonna push up and smack him.
That's it.
26 will hit.
That's a 17 magical slashing damage. And then could you actually hold, I'm gonna hit him again. I'm gonna just try to hit him again. No,
The 13
my
will not hit.
legacy. All right, fair enough. That's all.
All right. This thing is going to go. It is
Real
none
quick, I
too.
just realized
Oh, go ahead.
Gideon did teleport, and the fog follows Gideon.
The fog does follow Gideon.
Which might have an effect on. I think
Stuff.
everybody that just tried to hit it is still in the fog, but like the people in
Yeah.
the hallway that might affect.
You right.
Good catch, Pat.
That is a good catch. Thank you,
job,
Pat.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's wrong inflection. Good job, Pat.
Yeah, Pat.
Yeah, Pat, you did a really good job there, Pat.
Okay. So this thing is going to go. It doesn't know where Gideon went. It is currently being swarmed by people. It is still in the fog. It is going to
Please let me go.
coast through here. And then it is.
Make an attack.
Fox is able to.
Wow.
Do it, Fox. Reclaim your legacy. Yes,
That will hit.
you've done it.
All right.
Look, it's the two Fox buttons, all right?
You are able to strike it as it kind of like floats away from you. And then you all kind of like feel as the sand that is swarming around you dissipates as this thing just buries into the sand over here. It like takes a step onto the sand and then all of the stuff that was swirling around you dissipates.
Can I attack the sand?
You can attack the sand if you want.
It sounds like I shouldn't, so I'm not going.
I mean, you.
Well, like it sounds like it won't do anything. Not that I shouldn't.
Yeah, I'm gonna be straight up. It won't do anything.
Yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like. Fair enough.
Pablo, you should jump in the big pit of sand right there.
Yeah, unless anybody's doing anything that can take us out of initiative order.
Can I use my bonus action to end the mist?
You can do that, yes.
Can I use my readied action to firebolt the sand?
You make glass.
Sure. You can firebolt the sand. You don't even need to give me an attack roll because it's just sand. You hit the sand.
Oh,
But yeah, you all are able to see as Gideon disperses the mist, and you are no longer like seeing the hallucinations. The sand is excuse me. The sand is not swarming around you. You return to a semblance of normalcy within this crypt. Now that you are a bit further up, you are able to see there is a set of what look to be iron or some sort of metallic door, double doors to your left.
you sure it's not cast steel? Maybe bronze?
Maybe. Do you want to like?
How about carbon steel?
Do you want
That's
to take some
pretty
time to
strong.
identify it?
No.
Then it is a metal door. Actually, it's two metal doors. They're double doors.
Yeah, oh, you already opened one of them.
Oh, didn't realize that. Yeah, they're not locked.
Well, you see, Ogier came around the corner, and in the sake of exploring more, he said, "Huh, I couldn't see this before. There's a door here." So he opened it, and then said, "Huh," and then closed it.
Give me a quick stealth check to see if you do that unnoticed.
Meanwhile, Clara's coming up behind him going, I saw that!
Yeah, so Ogier kind of like walks to the side, goes, "Oh, this is new." Opens the door, sees a room with like 6 tall spiked black pillars and quite a few creatures in it, all of which turn to you, Ogier, and there is like a quick chatter, that kind of same like mechanical whirring that you've heard these things communicate with. And we're just going to go right back into that initiative order.
But I closed the door.
You did. I will acknowledge that you did, in fact, close the door.
Dear God.
Here I was trying to speed things up by just saying, "Fuck it, we ball," and then I start another combat.
You know,
You did in fact speed it up.
Just trying to get to the dungeon, man.
who spliced Loxodons? We struggled with one!
And another sensor splicer.
And I
You-
got no spells!
I have
You
no
started
bonus
one.
points.
And I'm dead.
Oh, and hags, and spliced
And
limb.
Ow.
I thought I saw an old woman, and I thought yeah.
Oh, what a nice old woman.
Guys, don't worry. I got lots of Fury of the Smalls stacked up.
They're double.
Intelligent
Fury of the
undead.
Small, where
Intelligent undead. Intelligent
I'm
undead.
so small.
Intelligent undead.
Intelligent undead.
Intelligent undead. Intelligent
Well-
undead.
So, Ogier, you open the door, all
A
of
lot
these
of
things
places
look
pop
back at you. You close the door, turn around, give your party a shrug, and then a second later,
Hi.
all right.
Remember how the plan was to pick off just one of them so that the combats would be shorter, and then we get through this quicker,
Mm-hmm.
and then it ran away.
They run away. It vaporized.
You are the one that opened the door.
Well, okay, but I was gonna
Intelligent
suggest
undead.
opening the door anyway. Double doors usually signify something significant.
You see in front of you as like these metal doors, the one that you opened begins to
Intelligent
open,
undead.
and as it does, you see some of the metal that is covering it kind of like retract onto the Loxodon's body that is opening the door. So you now see like the splice of wood and metal on the door. You see that like liquid metal run up onto the armor of the Loxodon as it opens the door, steps through, and is going to go right here. It is an interact action to open the door. So it is going to try and attack the person who actually it's going to try and grapple you.
Well, luckily I'm slippery and slimy.
So this will be it will be using athletics. You can use either acrobatics or athletics. And you're the one setting a DC this time, so it will win a tie.
LOL.
Yeah, so it's going to grab you.
By slippery and slimy, I meant that I'm sweaty.
Begin pulling you back into the room, and then the metal jumps off of it and reshuts the door.
Uh-oh.
Bye! This sounds like deja vu.
You open the door, man. Aldrich, what would you like to do as you see Ogier opens a door, closes it, the door reopens, a big metallic Loxodon steps out, grabs him by the hair, and drags him back in before the door shuts again behind him. What would you like to do?
Well, I guess this dungeon isn't gonna explore itself. Let's go, guys.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy was. Let's go find Mr. High.
Yeah, sorry. My
He had a good run.
foundry has been acting up all night, so I'm like restarting again. Oh, I'm back in. Okay. Let me see. This is a shit show. You know what I'm gonna do is walk up. It was through this left door, right?
It was that left door, yes.
I'm
There he
gonna
is.
before I open it, or as I'm opening it, I haven't used my crawl parasite spells in a while. Oh, it used to be a thing where it was like on the bottom where I would just click it.
Is that another thing that has broken with the fucking new thing?
Probably. Like it, I haven't used it in so long. I haven't noticed that it wasn't there. But yeah, I want to use the insect. No, it's not the crawl parasite spells. It's one of the amulet of the Swarmkeeper spells with insect cloud, which is basically the same as the mist cloud. It follows me. Blah 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 blah.
Yes. I believe that's one charge, correct?
It's the same charges as my. Yeah, it's worth one charge. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll subtract that from my thing. I just don't have a spell for it, I guess. It's a 30-foot radius. So if you put
That is a normal spell. I can just drag it onto your sheet.
okay, thanks.
It's Insect Cloud, right?
Yeah. You probably like just flavored it as fog cloud, but insect cloud or
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's a fog cloud that I just called Insect Cloud. You have a scroll of fog cloud now because that was the easiest way for me to just quickly drag it on.
Okay.
And that should allow you to cast it and give us the descriptions so that we have it updated.
It's on myself. Automate. This is an old overhead tile. Use the tile foreground, something, something, something. Okay, I'm gonna open the door, grab this guy, and pull him toward myself.
All right,
then-
that will be a contested athletics roll against the Loxodon.
Okay, let's see.
Keep in mind, it has me by the hair. If you pull, I could just be bloodied.
You will win a tie because you are the aggressor. You've got a pretty good shot.
Okay, athletics. Let's do this thing.
You had a 55% chance. Unfortunately, you rolled the other 45%. And as you grab one of Ogier's legs, kind of trailing behind him, you start tugging, but you are not able to break the Loxodon's grip on him.
Oh, that was my that was my attempt. See you guys.
It's worth noting a grapple attempt replaces one of your attacks, and I believe you have multi-attack if you would like to do something else.
I do have multi-attack.
Stab Ogier.
What's up?
Stab him.
Hmm.
He's so stabbable.
I'm trying to game the system. Like, if I stab Ogier, can I get my swarm to pull him?
Let me.
Only if you say this is for Johnny while stabbing me.
The target must succeed a strength saving throw against your spell save DC or be moved by
I
the
would
swarm.
argue
So it's-
that the Loxodon would be the one making the strength save.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's fair.
you can try to do that. You can stab Ogier and then have your swarm attempt to move him. Ogier can willingly fail to be moved, but the Loxodon would also make a strength save to keep him in place.
Okay. I'll do an unarmed strike, which is what, just 4 or right?
An unarmed strike is
1 plus your strength, right?
yeah, 1 plus strength. So it would just be
My strength is
1
0.
damage
1. Yeah,
if you hit.
I do that. Oh, if I hit Ogier.
Oh, you guys would appreciate this. So Yas was playing Baldur's Gate with his friends, and his friend who's a ranger was like, "Why am I doing so little damage? What the heck?" He realized he had a sausage equipped as his primary weapon.
Wonderful.
Like
Base-
his weapon wasn't equipped; it was just a sausage.
Aldrich.
Do I actually miss Ogier?
You do miss Ogier as you try and punch him, and the Loxodon kind of like gives a quick yank, and you just slam your fist into the ground.
Not to mention
Okay.
that it was supposed to be a disadvantage.
Oh, it
Nope,
was-
because heavily obscured is dumb. You cannot see him. He cannot see you. You are both at
But-
disadvantage. It cancels out.
No. If I read the insect cloud that's on my sheet, what? Let me just, if I'm not misremembering this. Ways for me to insects and making heavily obscured for other than making the area heavily obscured for creatures other than you is what you wrote for insect cloud.
You did
I thought you
it.
said you didn't have insect cloud anymore. That's why I had to give you fog cloud.
No. I don't have the thing where I could like press the button, but on the amulet of the swarm keeper,
Okay.
you like wrote out everything for me.
Cool.
Probably didn't update it. Wiped it.
Yeah. So in that case, you would have advantage on this.
What is that? Cryptid.
So give me one more d20.
All of this for something that's just gonna leave me blinded and probably grappled again in a few turns.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Based. Yes. Yes.
That's a crit. You deal 2 damage.
Kill him. Bite each
Justin,
other's dicks off.
congratulations. You've dealt my character the first damage of his life.
What?
So that
Wonderful.
I can fail a save and he can try to move me 10 feet back.
15 feet, thank you very much.
Just like apologizes before he punches you in the face.
Okay. So I assume, Ogier, you are going to willingly fail as a swarm of insects erupts and begins to drag you backwards.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, it is a strength saving throw, correct?
Yeah, DC 14.
There's an elephant pulling my hair. I can't see, and now there are bugs touching me.
I hate it here. I hate it here. I hate it here. I'm closing the door. Goodbye, OG. All right, see you guys.
I'm very sorry. You used your interact action to open the door. You cannot close it again because you have used your actions.
I'm walking away still.
All right, we end the session
All right,
here.
all right, someone else want to do something? Like, it's still heavily obscured and right here.
I believe
no one can
that
see,
follows
actually.
you, correct?
Yep, it follows me. I'm walking away completely, actually. I'll see you guys later. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50.
You see as Aldrich steps up, you can't actually see much after that as a swarm of insects flies around, obscuring everything once again. You hear some grunting, and then you just see as the swarm of like miniature flying crawls just kind of floats down the hallway.
Yeah, a bunch of bugs appear. You just hear, oh, and then they all fly away.
All right, Clara, what would you like to do?
So Clara, seeing that Aldrich did not save our friend, just goes, "He's my new friend. Let him go!" And then wiggles a wrench at him.
I don't know who you are.
Ooh.
Y'all are trying real hard for a guy that I honestly thought you were just going to leave.
Hey, I haven't tried anything yet.
Okay, well, just the 2 people.
I like how Justin just fucking left.
I mean, this is a hag. Like,
Yikes. This was not bad.
well, you did get the 6th
Great.
room, if that matters.
Cringe.
Okay, so that's 26 fire damage.
Did they make saves?
I forgot that's a thing. I truly was just
No.
about to apply full damage to all of them without
No,
thinking
they
it
didn't.
about it.
Well, you don't have to do it. You can just say they all take it. That's fine.
No, they're all gonna make the save.
Damn it. Damn it. Nice. Damn it. Damn it.
You did. He did so good.
Think about it this way. You probably just burned 2 crits against you guys.
No, that's not how
Oh.
that works.
I love to shop at Clark.
Okay,
I
so
think you should have just gone and applied the full
this
damage
one
again. I
takes
couldn't have done
26,
anything.
the
You
rest
wanted
take
to dodge it.
13.
Fox machine.
Hey, teachers, the homework due.
Yeah, legit. I was that kid too. Okay, action. Bonus action. Hide.
Give me a stealth check. As you dive into the corner, this little alcove, trying to see if you can.
So we're snapping. We're here and we're snapping, and then you see the wrench. The wrench gets pulled out. There's a little shake to the wrench, and then the wrench comes up, and then we zoom out, and then there's 3 wrenches, and then the wrench is swinging in the air, and then all of a sudden there's fire coming out of the wrench, and then we're still here. We're snapping again, and then there's a boom, and everything lights on fire, and then as you zoom out, ready, and then she's rolling into the corner, and she hugs the corner.
Justin, can you help me animate that?
Yeah, sure thing.
Justin, you know what I was trying to attempt to do, right?
No, not at all. I'm sorry.
I killed Katie again. It's from Game Changer. It's Lou.
Oh, right. And then butthole everywhere. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. She's so stealthy.
That's a okay stealth check. And
Like, you rolled about 11 better than I did.
true. All right, is that all for you, Clara, as you set off a bomb?
Yep.
It's what you do best.
Clara do as she do.
Gideon, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go here. And I'm going to into the room.
I'll never get my cool spinny move.
Hey, at least Forrest got to kill something with a rapid spin.
Give me that attack roll, Gideon.
Nice.
Which arm do you have on?
The needle point. So that's accuracy.
I believe that turns 19s into a crit, correct?
I believe so. Let me open up my
Forrest sneak attack.
my crit range is increased by 2, and I crit on an 8, so I crit on an 18 or higher. So yes.
Yeah, that'll be a crit.
Let's go.
So roll damage. Make sure you hit crit when you do. Max roll for the base.
Hey yo.
And then give me sneak attack as a crit.
It doesn't give me an option for crit.
How many d6 is it?
4.
Just do plus 24 when you roll.
Is it really only 4?
I actually think that's right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Yeah, that is another 30 damage.
The 46s. That's rough. Yikes. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2.
Hey, that didn't matter nearly as much as the plus 24. Yeah, so Gideon, you kind of step up, and while this thing is dragging away your new ally, you just slide your rapier point directly into its throat through a little opening in the armor, and you feel the gurgling as blood starts to pour out, or in this case, a metallic liquid begins to gush out of the wound.
Ew. Does this look like the same metallic goo that
Yes.
was coming out of the? Oh, that's not good.
Other than the sand thing, everything on this floor has bled the same.
Okay.
She goes.
I think that is my turn.
All right.
Just look for the
Tavro.
portal.
What would you like to do?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I see. So hear me out. I long jump over Ogier and the elephant.
You do have a more than 10-foot running start. I think for you in particular, you actually could.
Could I?
I'm double checking, but I'm pretty sure you can.
Can I actually do my spinny move? Yeah. I mean, if you're okay with me jumping over 2 people, I think I have the clearance for it.
It's a number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump. What is your strength score?
Hell yeah. 20.
20 feet. I'll say that you can use. You're going 15 feet. You can use the first 5 to just add 5 feet of vertical to that and hop over their heads.
Yeet. Cool.
That
I
is
land here.
that is 20 feet included in your movement.
In midair, I rage, and I instinctive pounce. It's so simple. Wait, hold on. I started here, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. No, I have enough movement for that, because I have 40 feet of movement. So I can make it here perfectly.
Okay.
Hear me out. I'm cooking. Rage. Right.
Yeah, I mean, when you rage, you get an additional half your movement added. Like, that's not something
Yes,
you
I
have to
do.
do.
Oh, I know. I know. Give me a second. Do I want what damage do I want? We'll take thunder. I feel like that's pretty decent. A lot of things don't resist that. Expand me.
Can do, King.
Thank you.
I'll say you land here.
Oh, but I want to.
Oh, you can land in any of the, as long as
I was
one
I was
corner
gonna
of you
do it
is
like
touching
that.
that square. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I get 20 feet of movement as I rage.
You do.
5, 10.
The
I do my
Loxodon
big
is
fucking
going to
spinny
take an
move.
attack of opportunity on you.
That's fair.
As you soar over its head, it is going to try and hit you with its glaive.
Can he do that if he's holding Ogier with one hand and a glaive is a two-handed weapon? Or is he using his trunk? Can they do that? Can they use their trunk?
Loxodons can use their trunk to grapple.
Yeah, alright, fair enough.
So that is going to hit. And I'm going to need a Constitution save.
Ugh. Yeah. Motherfucker!
You
Oh.
are unfortunately poisoned.
You go fuck yourself, Zach. Oh, god damn it.
I'm sorry.
But now my big spinny move isn't gonna hit. Alright, fuck it. I'll still try the big spinny move. I have to.
I mean, you can reckless attack it.
Yeah, but then it's normal. My normal mine is 5. Hold on, let me read it. Wait.
Reading is overrated. Just do.
Okay, I'll do it. Fuck it. I will recklessly attack, so this is normal. -5. I'll start with the Loxodon, so I'll go counterclockwise. Come on, come on. 22.
Yeah, a 22 will hit all of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ah!
yeah.
Sorry. 2d6. Excellent. So starting with the Loxodon. That is 18 magical thunder damage to him. Oh, actually, shit. Can I change who I start with?
Sure.
Can I make it? Can I start like hit this guy first?
Yeah, so you choose which one you hit first and then the direction that you spin. So,
Yeah, so I'll start with him and still go counterclockwise.
counterclockwise,
Do
got
I
it.
do... Hold on. Do I do individual damage?
Yes, it is individual damage for each one that you hit.
Heard. Says 18 thunder damage to this guy. And could you have him make a wisdom saving throw, please? And then I'll roll damage for the other people.
I think that is a pass on your wisdom save.
Just barely. Yeah. Oh well, it's worth a shot. Oh, I forgot to add. Hold on, I forgot to add the 2d6 to that one. I'm now also realizing these are all missing my rage damage bonus, so these are all +2. This is a fucking mess.
Okay, so an additional 2 to the sensor splicer.
Yes.
And then you're hitting the hag next.
Yeah, I already rolled that. That is
18?
now 23
Oh.
damage.
Why 23?
Because 18 was the first guy, and she's the second.
Ah, yeah, okay.
I mean, I don't really care which damage goes to who. I'm just.
Oh, why did I do 76?
Yes! Yes, 76 damage.
Ah, I see. I put 23, not minus 23. I just set it
I
to
see.
23.
I see. Then that makes it 20 to no, wait, hold on. Oh, that's his wisdom saving throw, never mind. So that makes it 19 to this guy. $23 damage to this guy right here. And then I still need to roll that final guy. And I'll add the rage damage into this. I don't know why it's not adding anyway. Well, that's not a lot. But 13 thunder damage to this guy.
Tavro, you have finally done your big spinny move.
I fucking did it.
As you start running, jump over two people, grow twice your size in midair, land, continue running, shake off the poisoned glaive that hits you, and then you whip your scythe around and you just cleave through all 5 of these guys.
Yeah, Taro.
What a fuckload of damage.
I did it. And I think. Oh, no, I used my bonus action. I'm done. I think that's basically everything I can do. So I'm good to.
I mean,
do it.
Okay. Fox, as you see Actually, fuck it, Tavro, you get an inspiration for that.
You're goddamn right I do.
Fox, as you see the most glorious cow, what would you like to
I
do?
don't, because I can't see him.
Are you in the fog?
I don't have line of sight.
Oh. You see the
He does
part
not
where
see the
he
glorious
jumps
cow.
over and grows, and then you see a flash of red light as the scythe just begins spinning.
Oh, there's no point in me blocking this doorway.
Open the other door.
Yeah.
Eat right.
Whatever will I do? I will walk. 2, 3. People targeted. Then I will bless us.
More.
Brian can make an attack when he returns from getting water.
Okay. One thing I'll just add in description wise now that like a few people are in the room and can see around. So this is like a very large room. The ceilings are probably like 40 feet high. And the main point are these kind of like 6 like jet black pillars. Uh each of them is like faintly humming with energy, and basically everybody is magical in this party. You will have at least a little bit of insight into the weave. You can see that the hag has like little tendrils of magic reaching out to all 6 of them.
I'm back and I heard. I'm gonna smack. Fuck that guy in particular.
Which guy?
Oh, the hag.
This guy.
Okay. No.
You suck. What
Yeah.
a waste of a turn.
Unfortunately, that will not hit. Did you add your bless?
That was a nat 1. I can't.
Right. All right. Yeah, unfortunately, that will not hit. This guy is going to like continue speaking in that like strange mechanical language, but all of their eyes kind of go wide at the giant minotaur, I guess large minotaur that just erupted into the room and began cleaving them apart. So it is going to begin to try and take you down. You're a threat.
It has advantage.
Not enough of it.
Fucking puggies!
And yeah, it is going to use its... That's supposed to be a +5, not a +2. But regardless, neither of them hit. Yeah, it tries to like cleave into you as its arms like reshape into these long white metallic blades, but they just bounce off your resplendent big minotaur form.
Oh, yes.
Ogier, you are currently being grappled and dragged into this room, but your newfound allies have quickly come in to fight alongside you. What would you like to do?
Well, what I would like to do is grapple does not stop me from actually casting anything, if I remember correctly.
It does not.
We're gonna cause a little confusion. That hits Tavro. Hold on. Okay. Well, I'm gonna get 3 of them. Because the one guy moved. I could have got 4, but there.
Okay.
There's a way I know, even if the template's not accurate, I can get just those 3.
All right. So all 3 of these will make a wisdom save, correct?
Yes.
I assume a 9 fails.
That is correct. Yeah, my save is a 16.
They all fail. They're all
That is
confused.
3 confusers.
Nice.
Damn.
Very nice, Ogier.
And now I kind of just 4.
I know it says
What?
cursed, but that's just confusion.
Yeah, fair.
And a 4, it only surges on a 1, right?
Yeah, it's just straight up if you roll a 1.
Cool. You are able to maintain yourself as this happens. You are able to strike all 3 of their minds with confusion. Yeah, and that it doesn't say that they're charmed. It's just affected, so immunity or resistance to charm does not apply.
Yeah, they're not charmed. It's
Very
just their
nice.
mind.
Anything else you'd like to do?
No.
All right. In that case, our first girl is going to roll on the confusion table.
Yippee! Oi, 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 oi. No.
I'm sorry.
Motherfucker.
Actually, you have to re-roll that
Why?
because I asked nicely.
Because you don't like it? I mean, you can force a reroll if you want.
That's my deal.
Are you using your inspiration point to make her reroll?
No.
That's my deal. So
How you know how it feels to be told that's my deal from a 3-year-old? It feels pretty bad.
yeah, I'm sure it does.
Okay.
Just Kaito said that to me when I was at home. I was offended.
Does the phrase have significance?
It was a very mature thing for a 3+-year-old to say.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Tavro,
I thought
you're
he was
currently the
telling.
biggest threat. So well, that's supposed to place down a cone, but it's just a cone directed at Tavro. So Tavro, can you give me a Constitution saving throw as a burst of like hot, windy sand just tries to flay you?
Cool. Motherfucker.
Are you kidding me?
The lowest possible roll.
Oh my god.
What type of damage is that?
That is a mix of magical slashing and fire.
I see.
So it is 15 slashing, 6 fire. And I apologize. I will be back in one moment.
What?
Yeah, Kato said, I hide, you go count. That's my deal.
Ouch.
Okay, sir. And then proceeded to hide at plain sight.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
And then,
I did like.
and then told me to go find him as I looked directly in the face.
Thank you. You're so kind.
He is the sweetest man. I told Amanda she can take compliment.
No.
Did she come for the cheese?
I'm back. Sorry, Casey was being a menace and I had to grab him.
You're good. I do good damage.
You
You
do.
see, Brian did come for the cheese, but the cheese is just the gateway into the chaos.
So luckily, Tavro, because 15 of that was slashing, you only take 13 damage total.
Correct.
Did you already apply that to yourself?
Yes.
Okay. In that case,
Give me some stuff.
yeah, you know what? That is her full action.
You should have accounted for acts of God in your sleep schedule.
This guy needs to do a confusion.
If he gets a 9 or a 10, I'm going to destroy the earth.
Nice.
Random direction.
He runs straight for Fox.
Okay, we're going clockwise starting north, so 1, 2, 3,
9
4.
o'clock, I believe.
No, like 7. Right?
He can't move through me, though.
Yeah,
Bumps into you. Like, oops, sorry.
he's going to try and move into you and then kind of just bounce off your leg and look around confused.
Based. Still within spinny move range. This is all. I got a taste and I want more.
This is the last one that was affected by the confusion.
How could you let this happen?
Does not move or take actions this turn.
Nice. Nice.
Good confusion. Good confusion.
Yeah.
You know he is focus, right?
No, they're not.
You're gonna get the focus.
Yeah, there's no like breaking out of it, right?
No, it's just my so do
Yeah, it doesn't say like
the
save at end of
its
turn or
turn-
anything.
No, if it ends at the end of its turns, the affected target makes a wisdom save. If it succeeds, the effect ends for that target.
Okay, they're all gonna do a quick wisdom save just to see if they
Yeah,
are still
yeah,
affected.
16 DC again.
Hag is
That's
still.
Good. You want that?
Fail.
Good answer. Good answer.
Fail.
That's the big one.
Fail. Fail. Fail.
Oh, that one breaks
Fail.
That one will break free of the confusion, and after it like bounces off Tavro's leg, it just goes back to snarling.
Fail.
That's fair.
That
Good
is
answer,
another
good
failure.
answer.
2 out of 3, not bad.
No.
Okay. This guy, who's been dragging Ogier,
Nephew Grandma!
well, Gideon stabbed him in the neck.
Jose.
So Gideon is going to possibly take a glaive to the face.
Ouchies.
Coupon.
Long.
Will a 14 hit Gideon?
Long.
That's also not correct. That is supposed to be a +4, not a +2. So that would be a 16 to hit. I think it's trying to use dex instead of strength for some reason.
Sounds like you're just making shit up.
Well, it's trying to use dex instead of strength for some reason, and I don't really know why.
You're making things up again, Zachary.
I mean, my AC is.
So Gideon, what's your AC?
14.
Would have hit either way.
Intelligent undead.
Yeah.
What's your dex?
It's only a 14?
Yes, we've been over this.
My
Ooh. The glaive goes like just kind of
Only a
reorients
14?
and then stabs directly into your chest,
have
knocking
the
you
worst
out.
stat of any player character I've ever seen.
All right, we go over this at least once every 2 sessions.
Gideon has nothing above a 14.
Why we know we've been over this.
Gideon, can you please give me a Constitution saving throw to find out if you are poisoned?
Have you been giving yourself bonuses when
I'm
you
not healing Gideon. I'm letting Gideon die.
like the ability score improvements and stuff?
We'll go over this at the end.
We have literally been over this several times.
We literally have not because I've been
Yes,
with
we
her.
have.
No, we
Zach,
have. I
please.
just couldn't remember what her AC was off the top of my head. Okay,
That's my
you
new favorite
are
reaction sound.
poisoned and unconscious.
I thought I took them, but
Then it is going to try and hit Ogier with it. And
Hey,
will the
double hit.
15 hit?
Will a 15 does hit.
Because
Damn
it's
it.
supposed to use strength instead of dex. So it would be a
Yeah.
+4, not a +2.
Hey, but you're blessed.
I am blessed.
Stay blessed.
Nice.
The opposite of the roll against Gideon.
Minimum.
Yep.
And then I will still need a con save to see if you are poisoned.
Yep. First, I'm gonna do my concentration because that matters a lot.
Yes, it does.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
guess-
concentrated.
Yes, sir.
All right, and then I'll do the con save.
He's concentrating.
1d4.
That was almost
Less
another
good.
one.
It is. Let me check. A DC 15.
Let's
Good
go.
answer. Good answer.
So you managed to avoid the poison, and then he is going to use his
Thank you
movement
for the-
Alligator.
Yeah.
to drag you in. That is all of his movement.
In order 3 letters.
Well, sorry, Ogier, but you're in the splash zone.
So that was the top of a round of combat, but also we are coming up on the time that people have to drive home. So that might be a good place to end the
Yeah.
session.
I'm also pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are pretty.
Y'all are so lame.
Brian, I'm proud of you. You got your spin move.
Topper while he's spinny.
Honestly, that is kind of how I imagine you when you spinny.
Like, this motherfucker just poisoned me! Sorry, Cole, I didn't mean to scare you, but I know I'm scary.
All right. I may hop on in a bit, but I'm going to get off for the time being. You were driving your mom insane. That's pretty rude.